Okay, so I'm teasing.
Say, now if you tease, you will do 2 and 4. So you'll do the one after my first one, and then the very last one.
That's the order they go in.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Always have since the dawn of freaking time. Or whenever we started this.
You know who you are.
I do.
And if you're living in Germany.
I'm not.
Deutschland, as they say.
Nope, not there either. We don't like to say Deutschland because then you get the Eberall. Now we're back into World War II stuff, and people get so pissy about that.
Listen, don't mention the war. I did once, but I think I got away with it.
A little fascism shows up and right away.
So, to our German friends.
S-C-O-T, 1 T, as Scott Combs.
We would like to say, please like and subscribe and or follow This Is True Really News on Spotify, Amazon Music, Breaker, Cashbox, Google Podcasts. I can't read it that far away. Pocket Cast, Radio Public, or...
That's why God made glasses. By the way, for all of our German friends, after you like, subscribe, and do all that stuff, have your friends in the Sudetenland do it too.
Oh, God.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Verkinnes. All the news you're about to hear is true, as far as you know.
So Fox News reported an anonymous New York resident seeking to marry their adult child. Go ahead, let that sink in for a minute. Suddenly, all the German stuff doesn't seem so funny, does it? New York resident wants to marry their adult kid, have filed suit in federal court in Manhattan on April 1st, asking that laws barring incestuous marriage be overturned. Now, my great hope in reading through this whole story was that April 1st. Oh.
Okay.
No.
Ooh.
No. In court papers, the petitioner claims... Yeah. In court papers, the petitioner claims such a marriage is a matter of individual autonomy and asks to remain unnamed because a large segment of society views the request as morally, socially, and biologically repugnant. Well, not to mention reprehensible, disgusting, and wrong.
Well, look at the royals of Europe. There's a whole book about them, When Cousins Marry.
And we're sitting on the throne or near the throne of every royal household in Europe. Thanks, Queen Vic. And I want to know how come King George and Tsar Nicholas II could have been twins. You ever seen pictures of them?
No.
You see them together, they could have been twins. If you switched uniforms, you would not know which was which.
That's fascinating.
The petitioner to ask for this icky is a parent of an... Can I say icky? Am I making a judgment call? Am I?
Yes. You're making a judgment call. Yes.
Okay.
We do it all the time.
So the disguster is a parent of an adult child who I'm trying to figure out what kind of childhood that person had. But court documents do not reveal the couple's genders, ages, hometown, or relationship. The filing does detail that the proposed spouses are unable to procreate together. So we've got that going for us. One Manhattan family and matrimonial law attorney Eric Rubel summed it up best. This will never fly. You know the scariest part? I'm going, this will never happen. And now in the back of my head, not this time. But wait.
I can't believe the kid agreed to it.
I'm trying to figure out why.
Yuck.
So now I'm thinking, what was it like growing up in that house? And then we get into ugly things that I don't really...
Shall we do a palate cleanser at this point?
Yes, please.
Okay.
You got one?
Dear intern.
Oh, yes. I love these.
An HBO intern accidentally sent a test email to millions of people. It went viral, and here are some of the tweets that came back. People trying to cheer him up. Dear intern, as a very young copywriter, I once had to write a brochure about a prescription drug that reduces mortality in patients. Turns out I actually wrote that it reduces morality in patients, and nobody caught it until 50,000 were printed.
You know, technically you could probably make an argument.
Dear intern, I once sent a promotional email to a client database and got the discount codes mixed up. Cost the client about 15 grand. Still here. Dear intern.
Paying off the 15 grand.
Dear intern, when I was 25, I made a PDF assigning each employee. This is just ridiculous. When I was 25, I made a PDF assigning each employee to the Muppet they reminded me of the most. I sent it to my work friend, but I accidentally sent it to the entire company. My supervisor,
which buttons you push.
My supervisor, Beaker, wanted to fire me, but the owners, Bert and Ernie, intervened. How's that?
Oh, that was better. Thank you.
Your turn.
Much better. So I remember a while back, and this was a long while back, we had the guy who got arrested like 3 times in 24 hours.
Oh, yeah. I remember him.
Well, proof that gender is not a adherent. Proof that your gender doesn't make you brighter.
Oh, boy.
32-year-old Heather Poplaski of Plainfield, Connecticut, was arrested 4 times.
Oh, wow.
In 24 hours.
Previously held record.
April 10th and 11th. Here we go. First arrest came. Police were called to her home where they say she threatened to cut herself with a large kitchen knife and blame it on her boyfriend. According to, there's one for soap opera television. WFSB TV reports police charged her with reckless endangerment, disorderly conduct, took her to a hospital for evaluation.
There you go.
You had to take her to a hospital for that. Where Putnam police issued her a summons following an incident with a member of the staff. That's number 2. So we're hurting ourselves because of our boyfriend, and then we're going to end the staff. April 11th, we're still got that 24-hour clicking.
Mm-hmm.
Poplaski violated the terms of her release from the hospital by returning to her home, where Plainfield police say they again arrested her. This adds more charges. And while she was in custody, awaiting arraignment the next day, police say she decided to flood her cell by putting a roll of toilet paper and trash in the toilet. Hence, a charge of criminal mischief was added again. Her bond now is at $30,000 for the various and sundry offenses. That's an overachiever right there.
Yeah, but she's not human. She's Loki. I'm just saying.
No, see, Loki wouldn't have got caught.
Loki gets caught all the time.
Only when he wants to. I've watched the movie.
More Winston Churchill.
More Winston-isms.
I thought I wanted a career.
Winston sounds good, like a prime minister should.
I thought I wanted a career. Turns out I just wanted paychecks.
Copy that, sir.
Women will never be equal to men until they can walk down the street with a bald head and a beer gut and still think they are sexy. A clear conscience is the sign of a fuzzy memory.
That's true. Really?
Money can't buy happiness, but it sure makes misery easier to live with.
You know, and you can rent some happiness now and again. So,
and in relation to Tony's last story, I didn't say it was your fault. I said I was blaming you.
And there you have American politics in a nutshell.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.